The stage is officially set for the first debate of the Republican presidential candidates. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and Vivek Ramaswamy will be placed at center stage because of their recent poll rankings.
Fox's Garrett Tenney is live in Milwaukee with a preview. So, Garrett, we know that the front runner will not be there. That's former President Trump.
Yeah, he won't be here in person, but he is sure to be a topic of conversation there on the stage. You know, the Trump campaign has said, given the lead that he has in the polls, 30 to 40 points in most of the cases, why would he show up and debate these? Earlier today, his campaign even went so far as to say, you shouldn't be calling this a debate. You should be referring to it essentially as a job fair for who it is that wants to serve in his second administration. But there's risk and reward with this. We've seen in the debates back in 2016 that President Trump is extremely effective at batting away opponents and anyone that comes after him. But if he's not here tonight, that does open a door for some of these other candidates to go after the president's record and be able to attack and critique him without worrying about being rebuffed by him right there on the stage. It's going to be a hard line, a fine line that they're going to have to walk to do that, though. Of course, he has a lot of support in the party, and you don't want to do or say anything in such a way that's going to turn off his base, which they would likely ultimately need to both win the nomination and to win the presidency from there. So it's going to be interesting as we go into the debate tonight to see how candidates straddle that line, who it is that's going to really go after him, and as well as who's going to step up to his defense.
Exactly, because you imagine Chris Christie, Asa Hutchinson are going to go after him, but some of the folks that are more friendly to Trump may try to defend him. Center stage, though, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Vivek Ramaswamy, political newcomer who says that he's playing tennis as his debate prep. Who do you expect to see, using the tennis metaphor, to get the incoming, the hardest serves tonight?
Yeah, well, Ron DeSantis and his campaign have said all along that they expect he will be getting the brunt of the attacks tonight from everyone there on that stage, given his position is the Trump alternative in really all of the recent polls. But those polls over the last month or so, he has started to slip, and there have been a lot of issues his campaign has run into with the layoffs, the changing of the leadership. So there's a lot of pressure on Ron DeSantis to really live up to a lot of the hype that he comes into this first debate with, to show voters that this position is the Trump alternative is warranted. The risk that he runs if he doesn't live up to those expectations is it could add to this cycle over the last few weeks of his campaign struggling going into the next debate in Simi Valley just 1 month from today.
And so counter that with Chris Christie, who will likely attack President Trump.
Yeah, he has said all along that that's why he wants to be here on this debate stage, is to go after the former president. And it's going to be a little bit more challenging with him not being there, but he still plans to do that. He also plans to go after some of these other candidates who support President Trump's policies or support former President Trump himself. So Chris Christie, we've seen before, he is very effective on that debate stage, and we do expect him to see him going after a lot of these other candidates, whether that be Tim Scott or President Trump himself.
It'll be interesting to see Doug Burgum, who injured himself playing basketball, will be on the debate stage on crutches tonight. And Larry Elder didn't make the debate stage, even though he told us last night he'd be on the stage. He will not be there on the stage. Garrett, good luck with coverage. We'll see you tonight at 10. So the debate starts at 6 o'clock on Fox News Channel. There's some local debate watching parties happening tonight. The Santa Monica Republican Women Federated is hosting a party at Busby's and West Sports Bar. In Long Beach, Republicans hosting a party at Gaslamp Long Beach on PCH. In Carson, a party hosted by the South Bay chapter of the California Republican Assembly, happening at 412 Studios on Leapwood Avenue. And the Ventura County GOP Watch Party will be at the Best Western in Thousand Oaks.